2. So here we go. We are dropping the gate. So turning it back over to Cal, guys. Let's get it lit.
All right, here we go. As the gate is loading, let's get prepared here for the opening lap as riders are loading into their gate now. We are going to go to the free roam cam. And I'm going to do my best to bring this racing action to you here. Full gate of riders. And let's see what we've got. All these riders excited about this opening preseason race event that we're having here. As the revs raise, the gate is about to drop. We're going to go racing once again for the second moto of the B class. At Muddy Creek Raceway, headed up the hill we go. And who's it gonna be? It looks like Aiden's gonna grab the whole shot on the TLD Red Bull ride. Dropping down into the center through the right-handed sweeper. It looks like that could be Jen right in behind him there. So Aiden coming through the line first, Jen in second, Morin in third, and look at this, one shot on the YZ. He is up there into the number 4 ride, but Luca making a move on him here. So one shot having a hard time, but that's okay. It's just the opening lap. At least this time he is in the beginning here. He is up front. He is in the main battle right off of the rip. So let's see what he can do. I'm going to slow this camera down a little bit. We're going to stay right here with these guys as they battle back and forth here on the opening lap. Headed towards the triple up the hill. There's Aiden. He looks like he doubled it here on the opening lap. He might play this one safe after the mishaps that he had there in Moto number 1. This could be a change for the TLD Red Bull rider. Jen in the number 2 spot, Morin in third, Luca in fourth, going for it here, tripling and then stepping on to the table. That's another variation. And one shot right there with him. We got a rider down. Who is it? And looks like that's
Aiden
Jimbo.
On the TLD, yep. Aiden on TLD Red Bull went down on that tabletop, so he has now moved back to third.
All right, yeah, here they come. At the far side of the racetrack, at the entrance of the facility here, riders are about to drop back down and in. As we are on the free roam camera, we're trying to bring you all this racing action. They're right here coming through your screens. Morin makes a pass. He takes the lead. Aiden now back into the number 2 spot. Jen falls back into third. Luca right in behind him on the BTR Kawasaki. And one shot on that Yamaha just in behind him. He's rounding out the top 5 right now. Morin, he's got his hands full. Aiden just in behind him. Look at this racetrack. It is really beginning to take a good shape here. I like when it gets rough. This calls for good racing and plenty of lines, inside, outside options. We are on the free roam cam, trying to bring the best of the battles to you. We are here with the leaders right now as they work their way through that front portion of the track. Luca in that number 4 spot. Looks like he gets a little whiskey throttle. He's up onto the banking there. Here's the leaders coming up towards the triple step up. Morin to the inside. Aiden rails the outside. He's going to try and get a drive on him as they head up the hill. He will triple by him. Morin's going to lose 2 positions here, but Jen could find himself on the ground. He's able to hold on to it. Here comes Aiden. This is the old finish line here, back in the 90s, up and over the top. And let's see if they can get the quad. Riders looking like they're going to go for the triple, and Jen goes big for the quad here. Moto number 2. We got a rider down. That's your leader. Aiden finds himself on the ground, folks. He's taking a soil sample. Exciting racing battles coming your way here for the B class in the Backyard MX Series. And riders now starting to get comfortable here as we are a lap and a half in and beginning to come back around towards that starting area. As we follow this battle, this could be the overall right here for the evening. I might have called it. I've got both riders I was talking about running 1-2 right now, and Jen trying to make something happen before they head up the hill. Let's get involved with this battle as they drop back down and in now. Into that right-handed sweeper they go. TLD Red Bull, they have got their riders on point here tonight. And Morin comes through the line once again as the leader. And behind him, we find Jin still right there with Aiden. In the number 4 spot, Luca holding on to it. And one shot just in behind him. Up and over the table he goes. Meanwhile, let's go back out front here to the battle as they come back at us. Up and over that hip jump to the inside. Look at the move happening right here by Jin. He's going to go back to the outside. He's looking for the triple as they go up the hill. Morin trying to hold on, but he just cannot make it happen. So Jin now back into the lead, and here comes Aiden with another big crash. So after having mistakes in Moto number 1, Aiden still having a mishaps happen here in Moto number 2. Preseason battles happening all around the racetrack. Let's see what happens. One shot coming through. Luca just in behind him. Blazing right there with him. And your leaderboard is now up. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. And we're going to showcase a couple of these riders. Jimbo, Bryce, and GP here on the old dad's ride. All these riders putting in a strong performance here tonight. Look at how they are going through this turn and dealing with the rough conditions out here on this racetrack. Some riders opting to go far inside, some going right through the middle, others are going outside trying to find the smooth line.
Taking a look at One Shot here, who has maintained a 4th place position, and well, he was in 5th, got around Luca for 4th, so as I mentioned earlier, guys, One Shot was our B-class winner in Season 1, but as the format changed and the rider list got stacked, One Shot did re-qualify for the B-class. I had a chance to talk to him a little bit during preseason, and he mentioned that he was kind of getting a little worried, man, that the B-class was stacked and he wasn't sure how he was going to fare out, but here he is maintaining a top 4 position as he is now starting to catch Aiden in 3rd.
And look at this, Aiden actually finds himself on the ground for a second soil sample, trying to hold on to that Suzuki there, that TLD Red Bull ride. Might be a Husky, actually, with a kit thrown over top of it. I'm going to have to get with him on that and double check. One Shot holding on to it as they come up and through that Muddy Creek display sign here. And we want to stay right here with these leaders. As I said, Aiden had some troubles there last time around. Let's go back down and into your leader. Jin coming through the top section of the racetrack. Does he go for the quad? Yes, he does. He is not holding back. Now, I called this guy to go 1-1 here tonight, and I think a big part of that, Vox, is the fact that he's able to keep this thing on 2 wheels.
Yeah, Jin's a really impressive rider, part of our PDMX rider class. You guys know that Jin streams the PDMX races every week, so not only does he get a lot of practice, but he gets to ride with some of the fastest guys that this game has to offer. So it's no surprise to see him up front. It's no surprise to see his teammate maintaining a top 3 position with him. So big shout out to Jin, a big help in this community. So yeah, he's the GOAT, man.
And look at this racetrack, Vox. It is deteriorating as these riders come around lap after lap here. It looks like we're not having a whole lot of changes in the top 5, but look at this. We got a battle shaping up between Luca on the BTR Kawasaki with Blazin', and he is riding that BRH Honda. Let's stay on board here with these guys as they work their way through these inside lines. It's all chopped up, braking bumps, acceleration bumps, kickers, whatever you want to have, it's there for you. Look at this hole that they're landing in as they come through this downhill section into that right-handed sweeper, as Blazin' looks like he is really finding the lines here, pulling away from Luca just a little bit.
Talked about the Bud Racing Honda guys in between motos and how I thought that, you know, Jin would be my pick for Moto number 2 win, but I knew that Blazin' or Mr. Nye, one of the two, would really show up as long as they got a good hole shot. So, you know, we're a little over halfway through the moto. Blazin' did not, he didn't get as bad of a hole shot as he did in Moto 1, so here he is in a top 5. And guys, top 5 in this class is impressive. You have to realize the B class in Season 2 is far more stacked than it was in Season 1, and this track is rough, just as Cal was saying. Another big reason why we wanted to have Muddy Creek in the preseason is to really show the technical skill difference in the B class from other classes, and then even then within the B class, show which riders really had the capability and the technical skill to bring it home tonight.
And I tell you what, I'm super impressed with this whole field of riders here tonight. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. This racetrack, I tell you what, it is terrific right now. These guys out there are just having to be on the edge of their seats and really work those controller pads to make things happen as this track has deteriorated. I'm going to take you guys back on board here momentarily. Let's go find our leaders. And here he is. Man of the hour, looking to go 1-1 here in the B class. Finds himself on the ground. He could lose some valuable time here as Aiden just in behind him with Morin, but he's able to get up and going quickly. Some excitement happening here with 5 minutes left on the clock. Jin has got to hold it together. He's got to find the smooth lines. He cannot throw this away.
Aiden went down, and Morin was in the pack as well, but Morin was able to keep it up, and One Shot went by. Now One Shot has moved into second. Morin is off track, and Aiden keeps the third place position.
So One Shot coming through the line now. He is our number 2 rider on the list. 7.5 seconds back from Jin, your current leader here. Aiden still trying to put something together, but once again, folks, when you have those mishaps and you find yourself on the ground, it causes a problem when you're looking to take an overall. Jin has put on the biggest display of consistency here tonight, in my opinion, and I believe that's why we are seeing him at the front of the pack.
It is really impressive to see these guys ride. It's also really impressive to know that within this B-class lobby, you know, it's a video game, but it's realistic racing. A single mistake can cost you multiple positions. You've got to be on your toes for 15 minutes plus 2, or else you can let it all slip away.
That's right, and that's what this is all about, man. Like I said, the consistency, you got to have it. These guys know all about it. This preseason event is where they can find themselves and really begin to feel comfortable before going into the main season races. Vox, tell us a little bit about it. When are we going to see round number 1?
So round number 1 is going to begin on Tuesday, again with the same format, with our F and E class racing on Tuesdays, our C and D class racing on Wednesdays, and A and B class racing on Thursdays.
There you go.
We'll also have the Open and the Open Pro on Sunday.
There you have it, guys. So this right here, like I said, this is preseason. This is nothing. We're just getting warmed up. We're showing you what we're going to do. We're going to bring you millions of dollars worth of production here to the Backyard MX Series. We're going to put on a show for you week to week. Look at this. Aiden finds himself on the ground once again. And now Morin is able to get the job done here, putting himself in a really good position as we have 3 minutes left to go on the clock. One Shot trying to make something happen. Your leader comes through the finish line section here. 7.5 seconds. Let's see what happens when it refreshes. We're at 6.2, so Morin begins to close the gap just a little bit here as One Shot is right on the rear wheel with him, and a big mistake here for the Prospect Designs Kawasaki rider. And that's going to allow One Shot to pull up onto the right-hand side of him on that Verb Moto FGY ride. And look at this in the background. Look who it is. Aiden starting to put it back together once again. And he is trying to close the gap right onto the rear wheel now of One Shot, and One Shot goes down. He goes down, and his bike takes Aiden with him. Look out, folks. Blazin is on the inside. We have got a mixture of racing action happening here. We've got some riders charging forward. We've got some riders going on the ground and falling backwards. Things are just all over the place here tonight for Backyard MX preseason racing action. And look at this, One Shot trying to make something happen. This guy, I tell you what, all night long has had to overcome, and he is really pushing the issue here as we have 1 minute and 40 left on the clock. Aiden trying to stay on the racetrack with a mistake there. Look at this. One Shot on the ground now. So soil samples starting to happen all over the racetrack. Let's go back to our leader, see what he's got going on out front here. Morin right onto the rear wheel. So we step away for just a moment, and look what happens, folks. These guys get closer and closer in the background. Now we are back here with Jin. We're going to see if he can hold on. 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Can Morin make something happen? If Jin is able to go 1-2, will it be enough for the overall? That's the question right now as Morin is approaching his rear wheel here. As Jin is beginning to run out of time. And through that finish line section they go once again, headed up into the left-hander here. Back in the 90s, we used to have a huge tractor tire there on the inside. So this racetrack, I tell you, it's a replica. It's right there. Look at this! Look at this! Morin! He loses it. He finds himself up onto the front wheel, and he almost held on to it, but he finds himself on the ground. I'm going to go backwards here as Jen gives him the hands up. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's back up and running. We're back on board with Morin now as he is trying to hold on to second. And Blazin right there in the number 3 spot. If I'm looking here at timing and scoring, hopefully that's all updated as they just came through. But no, Aiden still trying to get the job done here on the TLD ride.
So that mistake from Morin cost him a lot of time, and it allowed Blazin and Aiden to catch up. Blazin with the Bud Racing Honda was sitting in third, but a mistake cost him that position, and so Aiden now moves up into third. So Morin has 3 laps left here, and he has got to keep it up on 2 wheels. He's got to keep it consistent, or else Blazin and Aiden here are going to capitalize on his mistakes immediately. See Landry on the side of the track, fully respecting the blue flag. We like that here at Backyard MX because this racing gets intense and you do not want to be in these guys' way.
And on the inside, Aiden makes a move. He's able to get up and over that table there. And Morin now right in behind him as they come through that right-hander. Up and over and to the inside they go. Past the mechanics area, Morin getting the thumbs up from his mechanic saying, hey, force the issue. Make it happen. Let's find ourselves in that number 2 spot. Maybe even run down the leader. This thing's not over until that checkered flag flies. Aiden still trying to hold on to it. He's got the pressure there from Morin. Morin tips over in that left-hander before they drop back down into the center portion of the racetrack. And now coming up in behind him, let's go on board with Blazin here. Blazin on that BRH Honda. Look at this. Starting to close the gap on Morin. This is crazy racing action for the B class. It just makes me wonder what is coming our way here in just a short amount of time. As the A class is coming up next, 2 15-minute motos with the fastest riders from around the globe here on MX Bikes. This is the place to be. If you know anybody that's not here, send them a message. Get them on over here. We want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors here that make all this possible for us. Backyard MX Series obviously is our main community that we have. Then we also have Factory Goon there. And Mauk Labs, he's in there. MX Light helps us out. MXB Mods and Paboso, along with Ariel. Don't forget about the ESX series happening over there for Supercross. Look at the racing action here. I don't mean to pull away from it, but we're going to go back. And it looks like Morin doing everything he can as we are closing in on that checkered flag flying here. Blazin starting to use some new lines. He's getting out of that main line. It looks like it's beginning to really get chewed up. Aiden trying to make something happen here on the outside. And Blazin's going to shut him down. Look at this. They come together. And Blazin gets forced up and over the inside line. Fox, I don't know. How do you feel about that one?
Blazin's got rubbing is racing. You know, there was no takeout. I know that they were both trying to hit that fast line. You've got to protect your insides, and so that really looked like what Blazin was trying to do. Knowing for a fact that Blazin rides in the first-person view, it's kind of hard to see what's going on to your left or right. So I imagine in his helmet, he was trying to get to that inside corner as quickly as he can and just came together with Aiden, but fortunately both of them stayed up.
And last lap, let's go over here to our leader, Jin. He has been consistent, as I stated earlier, and looking to bring it home here tonight with a 1-1 performance. This guy could find himself in the A class if he continues to ride like this. The TLD Red Bull team has got to be stoked after these opening motos here for the B class riders.
So Cal Morin went down just before the finish line. The white flag is out, and he has been pushed back to third, so he is under severe pressure from Blazin, who is trying to take away the final podium position.
And that's huge news because that could mess up the overall here. Depending on what happens with Blazin, these guys were all right in there in that first moto. You can see they're having a hard time making this uphill triple now here on the last lap of race number 2. And Morin, not what he's looking for. You know he would like to be out front right now, but I tell you what, he has put in a solid effort here. And he's got to at least be happy with it here in the preseason, because this is where it all starts. And moving forward, he's going to be able to get better and better as we work our way into those regular season races for Backyard MX. And now here comes your leader. We're going to go back on board with him. He is working his way towards the finish line section. That checkered flag is waiting on him. And let's see if he can keep it on two wheels to bring this home.
Man, I'm so glad for the turnout, guys. Thank you all so much. It's so cool to see these riders here participating in Backyard MX. We didn't see many of these big names in Season 1 as we were just kind of kicking it off and getting it started with PDMX still running. But as we start to near the end of some of the MX Bikes Outdoor Series, I hope that we continue to see this Backyard MX grow.
And here we go, Vox. Checkered flag is out. Your winner going 1-1 on the evening is going to be Jen on board the TLD Red Bull ride. What's happening as we approach the finish line? Aiden is in the number 2 spot. He's across the line, and Morin is going to come across in 3rd. What's that going to do for the overall here? How is it going to go? And I believe 1, 2, 3. I believe that's where we were in the first moto. Am I correct on that, Vox?
So I think in the first moto, Morin might have actually finished 2nd due to Aiden's cuts.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But factually, yeah, Jen goes 1-1. And then I think officially, due to how outdoor scoring works, I believe it would be Aiden who takes the overall 2nd position because he finished better in the 2nd moto. So Morin went 2-3, Aiden went 3-2.
All right, so there you have it, folks. This overall is very interesting. And as I stated before, coming up next, we have 2 15-minute motos from the A-Class riders. This is basically our pro division in the Backyard MX series. This is going to be the fastest riders that we know of and that have joined into this community of racers to come out here, and this should be something very impressive. I am really excited. I cannot wait to see this racing action that's about to come our way.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And if there's any A-Class riders who are currently watching, remember that the A-Class server is up. If you are an A-Class rider, then your server credentials are located in the A-Class announcements in the Backyard MX Discord. So get in there. We'll have a small intermission between motos here, between classes, while Cal and I switch over to the A-Class server. But yeah, so we will be ready to drop the A-Class gate here in probably 10 to 15 minutes or so.
And there you have it, folks. So that's going to wrap it up for the B-Class. Thank you all for being here with us. We hope you're enjoying this show. And we are going to look to improve this thing every time we do it. It's going to get better and better and better. So if you have any suggestions for us, feel free to get with us in Discord and let us hear about it so we can work on things. And we just want to deliver a great show for all of you out here.